Hi people, welcome to Blue UK Jazz Dance. You're in the Blue Lab, flying solo with a new jazz attitude. I'm just giving people up to date, where I am with my project, Rebirth for the Kool Volume 1. Rebirth for the Kool project is basically the longest project I've been involved in. And basically, it's about me celebrating my dance leadership legacy underground. And it's an important time in the 21st century because what's happened, so much competition is out there for dancers. And in the past, what happened, I've done a lot of work over 30 years, but couldn't get access to photographs, people. Couldn't get access to video. Couldn't get it. And, it's hard to prove, oh, yeah, you were involved in this project or you were involved in that project if you don't have the photographs. I'm a dancer, so I need footage. So what I've been doing is getting commendations from individual artists I worked with, gathering footage, photographs and video, and most importantly I talk about the setbacks which have been people withheld photographs from me of projects I was involved in, so my legacy of leadership couldn't come to the table. Do you understand? And that's been an important personal journey for me as a dancer and as a leader in respect to looking at legalities in regards to protecting my photographs and video, and protecting my reputation and my brand has been important. Blue UK Jazz Dance is important to me. It represents healing, it represents blue skies, thinking on a higher level of how I can shape myself, my learning, my thinking and development, and how I can pass that on to others as an individual. It's important, my brand, because it says who I am, what I am. I, as a child, suffered from dyslexia as an individual, and I found dance to be a great activity for me to develop my personal skills, my employability skills, to develop my mental state, which was very important as a person with dyslexia, which was unknown. And it was unknown for 41 years, people. And it was amazing when I found out. I found out on the way into university. I felt such an achievement, such pride when I walked into university and I found out I was dyslexic. I got there even with dyslexia. I was very proud, and that proved to be beneficial in the sense of me doing my business. I wanted to look at creating leadership courses around dance, generic and bespoke for individuals, identifying that the dance gave me self-care for myself. No matter what I went through, I wasn't one of them people self-harming myself, even though, guess what, I was failing at school. I found another way to direct my energy into. So I said, well, I failed there, but I've got talent in this area, which was dance. I've got talent in dance organizing events. I've got talent in teaching others. I've got talent in, guess what, using my art in a wider way. And one of the key things that I do, and my legacy, is me using my arts in a wider way. From a long time ago, from 1981, I started down the road as an individual to share with others that UK jazz dance on freestyle dancing had a wider use, and that was as in the context of dance education. There was an actual official dance education that we had, and I wanted to put it together, and it's lifestyle. It was a lifestyle one. It was my culture, so it's UK jazz dance culture. Anyway, as a dancer, I want to share with you people, on paper, my practice is as an interdisciplinary dancer and practitioner. Yeah, I'm multi-skilled and multi-talented, and I use collaborative multi-art practices that fuse urban, western, diasporic to create new pieces of work, often new variations on traditional themes. It is collaborative, site-specific, often as much away from the stage as on it. And that's important for people to understand, that my practice is in the clubs, in the street, at parties. I was the first individual to identify the club has a part to play in the development as an artist. It's the key part. My own home, the Blue Lab, I had a Blue Lab where I create and practice 24/7, where I refine and polish, where I practice shows that I do. Because it first started, how I created my own one-man show was through sketches. Have you got that? All started in the Blue Lab. It never happened in no theatre. It never happened in other people's places. It happened in my home, where I had access to books, where I had access to videos, where I had access to jazz films that I collected over the years and books. So I could read about, who did what, to get the feel of jazz. It's important for people to understand. So as I said, that my work is as much on the stage and away from it, and it's participatory. In concrete terms, I want to make people know I'm a self-trained dancer who mastered Western styles of ballet, contemporary and modern. As part of various known tutors and colleges, I worked with arts venues. Wow, I worked with a whole heap of art venues from the whole of the UK, from the Fringe Festival in Scotland to the Royal Ballet in Covent Garden. I've been on that stage. Royal Festival Hall, Battersea Arts Centre. It's important to people to understand that. The streets of Brixton to Bridgewater Hall in Manchester, Guildhall Festival, Preston Guildhall in Preston, down to the Green Room in Manchester, down to the Near Centre that's gone, to small blues parties I've performed in as an individual. It's important for people to understand that. I really have been involved in a lot of science and technological events from the Spheres of Influence in 1985 to 86. I became a professional dancer there, working with the Spheres of Influence, and they were doing amazing stuff in a bubble. I've got photographs of that. Till being involved in Mixed Movement Festival in 2011, Baba Israel and Irfan Rainey and Dawn Crandall, the founder of it, to the Mama Moves Festival. Now, the Mama Moves Festival incorporated what's called digital duets, basically putting dancers in New York and dancers in Manchester on the same stage through telepresence technology. That had never been done before. That was their biggest technological project, the Mama Moves Festival, and I was involved in it. Now, for me, as an individual, it was a landmark. I want to share this with individuals. Dancers have milestones, and one of my milestones was actually to perform in the Mama Moves Festival. And I did it in 2012. I don't think there's going to be any festival as big as that I'm going to be involved in with science and technology. I don't know. Maybe something else will come up, but that is a major milestone for me. It was cutting edge festival. It was on the web. Millions of people saw it from around the world, and I happened to be one of the individuals that brought that to be involved. And for me, as a dancer who started in my home, a dancer who's been self-trained, a dancer who had self-belief in his own culture art form, because I used my own culture art form on the stage when it was debased, it was demeaned by many formal establishments, dissed my UK jazz dance and UK jazz dance as insignificant, undisciplined. I used it on stage in an improvisational way in the Mama Moves Festival. I couldn't ask for any bigger accolade for myself or bigger acclaim. I show pride in keeping my art form alive from a child. I started in 0 to 6 years. I started to dance to jazz then, and I evolved it. No matter what people said, my greatest legacy was I'd stay in power to believe in my art form, and then I started to shape it into art form and then evidence it into an art form through being in festivals like my Mama Moves Festival, Blue UK Jazz Dance. Just give me insight into Blue UK Jazz Dance, Flying Soul with New Jazzitude, Rebirth for the Kool VOL1, my longest project. What is it about? Celebrating blue dance, leadership, legacy underground, and it's prolific, people. I have pictures for you, I have videos, commendations, I've got stories, I've got a new production I'm working on, a taste of things to come. Blue UK Jazz Dance out.